Good afternoon to everyone again. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this interview. We want to get a great introduction for our developers that are planning to do the multifamily complex here in Pine Bluff between 6th and Georgia to Convention Center Drive. We're looking at about a 22 to 26 unit complex, and we are so ecstatic and grateful to have these partners that have come in uh, to do this development here in Pine Bluff. I'm going to have you introduce yourselves, and if you would spell your name for the record. We have E. Colvin with Pine Bluff Commercial. She is actually the reporter. She normally comes to our board meeting and does the reporting for the newspaper in reference to Pine Bluff Urban Renewal. So I'm Chandra Griffin, Chandra Griffin, Griffin, Urban Renewal, Executive Director. We'll go to Miss Eubanks.
Hello, Miss Colvin. It's nice to meet you. I'm Kelly Eubanks. It's Kelley EUB as in Bravo, ANKS. Kelly Eubanks. I'm managing partner for Key Concrete and Construction.
Hey, how are you doing today? I'm Dr. David L. Willis. That's DAVID. L is my middle initials, and Willis, WILLIS. I'm the CEO of Cedar Crest Development Company and a partner with Ms. Eubank in Pine One.
Well, thank you for joining us this afternoon. I know your schedules are busy, so I really appreciate your time. And before we get started, just kind of give me a little background on you all and your developmental company.
Ms. Eubank.
Well, Ms. Colvin, I have ties to Pine Bluff going on 3 generations. My grandmother and my mother both were originally from there. I was born there, and that side of the family attended UAPB when it was branch normal, and my parents when it's Arkansas AM&N. And I now live in Texas. My background is engineering, chemical engineering, and business, and been in the construction space, a technical space, for over 25 years.
Well, Dr. David Willis again. I've been in business since 1985. Former teacher, taught at a university for 4 years before I decided to branch out on my own. My background is in physiology of exercise with emphasis on my doctorate in divinity. Through Cedar Crest Development, we have developed over, the last 37 years, over $500 million worth of apartments, mixed use, assisted living, skilled nursing facilities. What we're currently doing right now, development is in Kaufman, Texas. It's a $150 million development there with emphasis on an indoor sports facility that's 147,000 square feet. We have another $336 million deal with the Dallas Executive Airport here in Dallas that we're doing as well. And we'll eventually go to Fort Worth. But here in Dallas, some of the things we've done with the public-private partnership with the Dallas Housing Authority, we did what they call a CCRC, Continuing Care Retirement Community, which consisted of 360 apartments for senior age restricted, assisted living facility, and a skilled nursing facility. And we did 12-story mid-rise building, which we converted that into condos.
So considering, you both live out of state, how did you wind up with interest in Pine Bluff and wanting to invest into Pine Bluff? I know you have a tie to Pine Bluff because you said, you have a generational family here, but just kind of talk about that aspect of how you chose Pine Bluff to invest in.
Well, I've always viewed Pine Bluff as a place with unlimited potential. I'm aware of over the years all of the greatness that has come out of Pine Bluff, whether that's people, businesses, and they're all over the United States. And the United States has benefited from the greatness that has come out of Pine Bluff. So coming back into the state of Arkansas, seeking to do business in Arkansas, Pine Bluff was naturally a place I gravitated to. And over the last several years and spending time there, whether that's at the university, whether it's getting to know the current leadership, I kept seeing all of these opportunities for investment in Pine Bluff because I know what Pine Bluff has. It's got a university, it's got roadways, it's got waterways, you've got the port, you've got everything a thriving city needs. You've got it there. You've got great people there. And so I wanted to be in Pine Bluff. I'm passionate about it. And I got the opportunity to start talking with Ms. Griffin at Urban Renewal, got the opportunity to start talking with Dr. Watley with Go Forward Pine Bluff, got the opportunity to interact with your visionary mayor, Mayor Washington. And that started a series of dialogues that took place over really 2.5 to 3 years.
Yes.
And all along, we're looking for what's the right entry point, what's the right project, what's the right opportunity to come into Pine Bluff.
Well, I came because I got a call from Ms. Eubank. I mean, we're constantly and continually looking for new business development, looking for opportunities. Being in Dallas, Texas, dealing with the municipality in Dallas, it's tough to do. When I came to Pine Bluff and I visited with Ms. Griffin, I visited with Mayor Washington, had the opportunity to meet with the board with Dr. Wadley, and I had a chance to drive the city. And what I see in Pine Bluff is opportunity. I see a need, but definitely the opportunity. You have the land, you have the right attitude of growth, and that's what attracted us. And I'm there from not just this one project on 6th Street, but I'm there for continually see growth within the city. I'm excited. Then I called my good friend Eugene Walker, who happened to be a friend of mine and an alpha man himself, who's partnered with Emmett Smith. Emmett's been over to the office a few times and we discussed it. And coming into Pine Bluff is they're excited as well.
So I guess what are some of the factors that you all considered before making the final decision? Because of course, you know, there are some elements that deter investors. So what were some factors that you all considered to make you say, yes, we're going to do this despite what other things may be going on in Pine Bluff?
Well, for me, again, being incentivized, even though we have the capital to do this project without the incentives, but when you can do a true public-private partnership with a city that's got buy-in,
That's right.
and that's your partner, you can't pass that up. You know, it's the buy-in from the city for me. And it's the attitude that we're going to make this city better. And we're going to bring people downtown, we're going to bring people back, and we're going to hire people that work there and live there in Pine Bluff. That's the attitude, and it makes sense. And also, I saw the potential for that growth. There's some work to be done, there's opportunity, and there's the right attitude. And I believe our public-private partnership with the city is one of the best that I can imagine to have.
And I will add that it's in addition to what Dr. Willis has said, the leadership of Pine Bluff. When you look at the ease of doing business, the willingness to enter into a public-private partnership as a true partner. So we haven't encountered resistance from Pine Bluff. What we've found is we found people like Miss Griffin, like Dr. Watley, like Mayor Washington, wanting to partner with us. Let's talk this through. Let's figure out how we can make this work. So the environment is very conducive to this project.
You said 3 years in the making, and I know Ms. Griffin, you can probably chime in on this. What were some of the, I guess, obstacles to get to this point?
Well, the obstacles basically was the unknown. How do we move this train forward? That was kind of the slowness of it, but I think we're hitting a stride now, because we go forward, Pine Bluff, Urban Renewal, we were in that unknown phase. We knew what we wanted to do, but how do we get there? So that's where that, it kind of moved a little slow. But like I said, I think we're moving in great strides now. The architect is on board. I've got a message from him. They're planning to have construction documents done by the end of the month. They're moving on with some engineering work that needs to happen at the site. If you go there now, you can see some stakes in the ground. Some people have been out there surveying with their little tripods, and when I saw them, I made a beeline around and I went to make sure that that's what they were doing and wasn't working on something else. But it was just so good to see. We have a great Taggart Architecture out of Little Rock. We have a great architect. He is so helpful. I called him on many things, even things that don't have to do with this project, because I need, that information or that feedback, to make sure other things are moving accordingly. But it's working out wonderfully. And I know if we hit any bumps in the road, I think we have a group that will say, how can we make this work? How can we move forward, even if we hit a hiccup in the road? So I think that's where we are. We just have a good group that we're working with now.
Kind of talk about the developmental project and what can we expect to see in the near future as far as the units that you all are going to be constructing.
You want to know specifically about the
Yeah,
unit?
like, is it one bedroom, 2 bedrooms? Is it, multifamily? Is it, I know we've written a couple of articles about it and show some descriptions, but just to remind the reader, what can they expect? Will this be affordable housing? Will this be, modern, or, stuff like that?
Okay. Would either of you like to address that?
Yeah, Kelly, then I can chime in later.
Okay.
Yes, so the project consists of 26 units. So there's two sides to the building, 13 units in one, 13 on the other, connected by a breezeway. There's retail space on the bottom. We've got a combination of both 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom options. And what I think the citizens of Pine Bluff are going to really appreciate about it is that you have this open air space where residents can relax. If they've got a small pet, they can do that, maybe enjoy coffee, get that sense of community, get to know each other. And then what I love about it is in walking distance with all of the great things you already have in Pine Bluff. You can walk to your great library. You can walk to the aquatic center. You can walk to get a cup of coffee if you want to, over on Main Street. You can walk to open park space. You can walk to all these things. And I think it really starts to support that whole live, work, play concept. And yeah, I get overexcited about it.
Yeah.
But I think
unit sizes are good too. I mean, you got 910 square feet. We have 808 square feet. And the smallest one is like 580. That's definitely affordable. Like I said, we're going to be Wi-Fi capable. Connectivity is very important.
yes.
And affordability, that's the key. We're not going to price ourselves out of the market. But then again, you're not going to come down and find a little plastic building either. You're going to find a very high quality building with great finishes and great amenities.
Yes.
Um,
And the big plan is when you come in off Martha Mitchell and you come across, that's what you're going to see. And then you continue on down Convention Center Drive and we'll see the new hotel there. They'll be able to walk to the convention center for events that are going on there. So it's a win-win for not only a family being able to call it home, but also being able to utilize some of the features that are in downtown and the forthcoming features that will be in downtown.
Because the ultimate goal of downtown is to generate that foot traffic. So do you
Yes.
think this project is what is going to ignite other investors? Because once you have the living component, then you'll bring in the businesses. And do you think this was the right project to begin with to ignite that fire?
Well, so for me to invigorate a downtown atmosphere, and well, like I said, right now I'm sitting in my office, and right next to me is AT&T World Headquarters. And they decided to put in similar to if you're walking on Fifth Avenue in New York. And what that has done to the population of downtown Dallas is unbelievable. And I expect the same results to happen there in Pine Bluff. If you bring in the people, then the retail is going to follow. That's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to happen. And having a safe, walkable, all the amenities that it's going to bring a great, vibrant downtown.
One thing you mentioned, when you said safe, will your apartments provide, what's the safety component that your dwellings will provide? I mean, you know, a lot of them come with like especially like if you have a common area like coded entry or surveillance, or with, you know, because you know when you live in where you choose to live, you want to feel secure and safe. So will those offer any type of security amenities?
Well, yeah, you got to have access cards to get in. We will have, these are some of the programmable things we need to put in place, but definitely going to have security. If you're not secure, then you won't have anyone living there.
Mm-hmm.
Incidents do happen regardless of how much you put into safety, but we're going to do everything within, from electronically to surveillance, and people on the staff that's going to be able to watch and watch that property.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right now, we got surface parking that's very close to the building, and it's going to be lighted. That's one of the things that we're looking at our properties right now. And we call it smart city concept. The smart city concept for me is on the poles, the lighting will have surveillance cameras.
Mm-hmm.
We know what's going on, who's on the property at all times. Safety is the key.
Yeah.
And then I'll also add that in addition to that, we hope that the city's first responders will consider living there as well. And we're aware of all of the great things that the city of Pine Bluff is doing to support its first responders. And so just knowing that there are people, you know, living in your building, in your vicinity, it's nice. It's just an added feature.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna ask, would there be incentives for like first responders? Should you always see, and people feel safe when they see a cop car in the neighborhood, or will there be incentives for like first responders? Or I think another complex, they were doing incentives for like certified teachers, because it's also hard to keep teachers, especially because they dwell to those type of units because they're either young or single. And so just having different incentives where those be offered once you get into that phase of, you know, having people to apply to stay in those units.
Yeah, well, we always want to thank anyone for their service, and first responders will definitely have a space there available for them if they want to come. That's the easiest way to put that.
So also in covering some of the urban renewal meetings, once this first phase is successful, is there a possibility that you all will expand with a second phase identical to the first one?
Mr. Bang?
Yes, that is a possibility. And so, as Dr. Willis mentioned early on in the interview, our goal is not a one and done. Our goal is to be a partner to the city of Pine Bluff and to, as the city grows in this revitalization initiative, we hope to be right alongside you. And so, yes, absolutely, the plans are to look at that.
Yeah, and the other thing is we were discussing in our meeting with EJS, our general contractor, is that we're requiring that people that we hire come from Pine Bluff. I believe the dollar needs to circulate. We talked about 8 to 10 times before it ever leaves the city.
Mhm.
It needs to circulate. That's the only way you're going to have true growth, economic growth. Put some money in people's pocket and they'll start shopping downtown.
So what is the construction timeline? Like, when can we expect to see some cranes in the air, and when can we expect completion?
Gosh, we say what, a 12-month process?
12-month process, and we're probably about, I don't know, anywhere from 90 to maybe 120 days finishing up with engineering work, getting all of that done, the bidding done, and then we should. So I would say probably the beginning of the last quarter or halfway through the third quarter. Yeah.
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 Well, I don't have any more questions. Did you all want to add anything to it?
Well, like Deion Sanders told to the Colorado when he went there, we're coming.
Wonderful. And we're welcoming them all with open arms.
Ms. Griffin, anything you would like to end with?
No.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you all's time, and thank you for your investment into the Pine Bluff community.